Good morning, dear friends. Hope all of you are keeping fine and happy. Today, we are going to speak about a very important topic which I am sure will be very interesting and relevant to you. It's about friendship. There is a famous Aesop story of a rabbit who was very popular in the forest and he had many friends. One day, the rabbit heard that a pack of hounds was approaching where the rabbit was living. Therefore, the rabbit approached each of her friends for help to escape from there. She approached the horse, the bull, goat, ram, and finally calf. But each of them declined to help for one reason or another. By this time, a pack of hounds was quite near, and the rabbit took to her heels and somehow escaped. The above story tells us that all friends need not be real and good friends. In the time of need, the rabbit had nobody to help her. You might have heard the saying, a friend in need is a friend indeed. I shall now tell you another story of two other friends who really loved each other. They were Jim and Oliver. One day, Oliver criticized the king for his wicked deeds. And so Oliver was arrested and threatened with death. Jim heard about it and he went to see Oliver in prison. And he asked him if he needed any help. Oliver said, I am prepared to die. But before that, I would like to see my mother and sister. Then Jim went and begged the king to give permission while Jim took Oliver's place in the prison. When Oliver delayed his return, the king said to Jim, where is your friend? You should learn not to trust anyone. Now you will die for your foolishness. Jim replied, if my friend does not come on time, I shall be happy to die in his place. It was then that his friend Oliver came running to the prison saying, thank God I am not too late. Jim, many things came on my way. Thank you, Jim, for letting me see my home and people again. See the love and trust of Jim and how Oliver kept his word. The king was watching all these things from behind. He was moved. Then he came and he told those two friends, if I had more people like you in the kingdom, I would not have to be so strict. You are free now to go. I hope to give my crown and my wealth for one friend like you. Dear friends, see the beauty of friendship, how genuine their friendship was. Now let us see a little more about friendship. What is friendship? Friendship is born at the moment when one person says to another, what, you do? I thought I was the only one. This is the famous quotation of C.D. Lewis, the Irish novelist. When one finds a special affinity and similarity with another, friendship begins. Friendship is a relationship of mutual affection between two or more people. Dear friends, to understand the nature of friendship a little more, we should know that friendship has two axes. One is a relationship axis that shows the intimacy and love of individual friends, and the other, second one, is a social axis which shows the impact of friendship groups which can create in society. All these aspects are important in friendship. Depending upon their positivity or negativity, our friendship can be either constructive or destructive. Let us see, what is constructive friendship? All of you have heard about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He, in his autobiography, Wings of Fire, recalls his two best friends. They were Jalaluddin and Samsuddin. Abdul Kalam says they contributed much to the uniqueness and creativity. They used to tell Kalam about the power of positive thinking. Now let us see the characteristics of constructive friendships. 1. Good friends listen and pay attention to each other and are helpful. It is very important to listen to our friends. That is an expression of our real love and concern and being ready to help. And second one, help one another to face adverse events. In the life of everyone, there will be very, very difficult moments. And at that time, if a friend is able to help, he is a good friend. Third one, provide emotional support and information that help them to deal with the stresses. You know, there are a lot of stress in our life. But now, during the pandemic, there is a lot of stress. And a good friend is able to provide emotional support, give some kind of comfort, understanding when the person is having stress. And next one is, they encourage one another to take better care of themselves. A good friend is always on the lookout to see that his friend takes care of himself, about his health, or about if he is some deviation, some fault. The friend is trying to see that he corrects himself. Then there is always give and take. And there must be a healthy balance between this, because there are some who may be burdening the friends, but I should also take my own share. The next important point to be kept in mind is they inspire and energize one another. When one is not having that kind of enthusiasm, should be able to inspire, energize. And last one, they always uplift one another and bring out the best in each one. Recent studies have shown that those who have constructive and healthy friendship groups tend to be stronger in life. They are less prone to diseases and are much more positive to situations, and they live very happy lives. Now let us come to the destructive friendships. What are they? And what are their characteristics? When our personal relationship with the friends leads us to deny our own goodness and go astray from moral principles and social values, then we are trapped in destructive friendship. The following are the characteristics of destructive friendship. 1. Negative peer pressure which can even lead to getting involved in crimes and using drugs, etc. Another difficulty is going out to the wrong places with the wrong crowd. Again, another sign of negative or destructive friendship is creating negative thoughts and feelings, gradually creating negative attitude to it. Another danger, jealousy, which is sometimes expressed by acting overly domineering of another. And last one, sense of superiority on the part of one who treats the other as a slave and oppresses and demeans the other. Therefore, dear friends, it is important that we evaluate our friendships. An African proverb reminds us, bad friends will prevent you from having good friends. And Sri Buddha rightly said, an insincere and evil friend is more to be feared than a wild beast. A wild beast may wound your body, but an evil friend will wound your mind. Therefore, it is prudent to choose your friends with care. Good friends will help you to grow, while friends with a negative influence will pull you down. That is why J. Willard Marriott says, choose your friends wisely, they will make or break you. Now, dear friends, let us examine your friendship circle. It's an exercise. It will help you to examine whether your friendship is constructive or destructive. There are 5 questions which you have to answer, and from there you will be able to measure and evaluate your friendship. You know, now with the expansion of avenues in the social media, the people you term to be friends could be someone we have never met in our whole life. This kind of friendship can be informative and sometimes channels some growth. However, they run the risk of creating a virtual world of reality. Again, it is difficult to make out how authentic an online friend is, as it is quite easy to wear masks in these virtual relationships. It's a danger. A total escape to a superficial virtual world can eventually make you incapable of interacting with the real friendship groups. What are the values of genuine friendship? The famous author Matthew Kelly shares a beautiful incident from his childhood. When he was a teenager, his father called him aside. He held out his hand, spread out his 5 fingers wide, and told Matthew, if you find 5 true friends in your lifetime, you will have lived a life infinitely blessed. Dear friends, true friends are precious treasures. Developing and maintaining fruitful friendships need continuous attention and effort. Often, our preoccupation is on having good friends, but our focus should be on being a good friend. How can we become a good friend? There are 10 ways which are explained in the text. I am not going to the details, but I will just mention all these 10 characteristics of a good friend. One is listening. Listening is a very important sign of friendship. Second, trustworthy. You should keep your word. Third, truthful. Never deceive, tell lies to your friend. Fourth, respectful. Always give freedom. 5, supporting. 6, If you have made a mistake, if you have hurt your friend, say sorry, apologize. Suppose your friend hurt you knowingly or unknowingly, forgive. And seventh characteristic is to pray for your friend. Number 8, advise your friend, especially if he is going wrong. And number 9, challenge or encourage your friends, especially when they are need some kind of support. And the last one, be on your guard, because any moment your friendship, which is good or constructive, can deviate and turn to be negative. Finally, remember that good friends should last long and wrong ones should end at the earliest before it destroys persons. Finally, find out whether you are a good friend by answering the 3 questions that are given at the end of the text. So, hope to see you in the next class. God bless you. Thank you.
Once upon a time, a voyaging ship was wrecked during a storm at sea, and only 2 of the men on it were able to swim to a small, desert-like island. The 2 survivors, who were very good friends, not knowing what else to do, agreed that they had no other option but to pray to God. However, to find out whose prayer was more powerful, they agreed to divide the territory between them and stay on opposite sides of the island. The first thing they prayed for was food. The next morning, the first man saw a fruit-bearing tree on his side of the island, and he was able to eat its fruit. The other man's piece of land remained barren. After a week, the first man was lonely, and he decided to pray for a wife. The next day, another ship was wrecked, and the only survivor was a woman, who swam to his side of the land. On the other side of the island, there was nothing. Soon, the first man prayed for a house, clothes, more food. The next day, like magic, all of these things were given to him. However, the second man still had nothing. Finally, the first man prayed for a ship, so that he and his wife could leave the island. In the morning, he found a ship docked at his side of the island. The first man boarded the ship with his wife and decided to leave the second man on the island. He considered the other man unworthy to receive God's blessings, since none of his prayers had been answered. And as the ship was about to leave, the first man heard a voice from heaven booming. "Why are you leaving your companion on the island?" "My blessings are mine alone, since I was the one who prayed for them," the first man answered. "His prayers were all unanswered, and so he does not deserve anything." "You are mistaken," the voice rebuked him. "He had only one prayer, which I answered. If not for that, you would not have received any of my blessings." "Tell me," the first man asked the voice, "what did he pray for, that I should owe him anything?" "He prayed that all your prayers be answered." You see, in life, in your life, value your friends, your family, and also, before you pray for yourself, pray for your friends. Pray for your family. Don't leave your loved ones behind.